Welcome to Lethal League Blaze!
Hello, and welcome to a game called Lethal League Blaze. Don't know what that is? Well, aren't you just missing out? Welcome to the Mindfuck Zone. What do I mean by this, you ask? I mean prepare to lose every last drop of sanity you have left in your system. This game has no chill, and you better be prepared to... Jesus. I haven't even told you what the game is about, and I'm trying to show off gameplay? Where are my manners? This is Lethal League Blaze, the game where the only rules are to kill your opponent. How do you do this, you ask? It's simple, just hit the baseball. Every time you hit the ball, it will gain some speed. Oh hey, look, it's a boombox. How neat. With all this speed you can build up over time, it can lead to some crazy situations.
I don't know what I'm doing! Ah! Shit!
Situations where you're tearing apart the fabric of reality, and it's like, oh my god, how are your arms still attached to your body?
Try harder!
Oh, but there is so much more. But before we go any further, I should probably tell you what moves you have in this game. Jumping and moving around is basically the same as any other game. Left to go left and right to go right. But the real variation is in the attacks that you get. The first set of moves that you have are called regular swings. Let's go over what they are. You have multiple different swings. You have up, neutral, and down. And you have a different variation of your downswing, whether you're in the air or on the ground. Whenever you hit the ball with these types of swings, the ball will gain 1 speed towards its total. But there is a different variation of these hits, known as a charged hit. Whenever you hold down the swing key long enough, it will charge up an attack, and once you swing and hit the ball, it will double the ball's overall speed. This also releases the ball instantly with no regard for hit lag. But do keep in mind that repeated use of the charged hit on the ball will not double the ball speed every time, but in fact reduce that multiplier for each time you use it. Then you also have a smash hit, which, just like the charged hit, will double the ball speed, but not if used repeatedly. And 2 different throws, forward and down. Forward ball throws will keep the ball speed the same, but repeated use of the down throw will lower the ball speed by a lot. So that's all the basic moves. Oh wait, it's not. I forgot to tell you that bunt exists. This mechanic makes it so that anytime you hit the ball when it's in a bunted state, the attack comes out near instantly instead of giving you time to react. This can be used to make your opponents not know what the hell is going on. Then, there's parry. The only move in the game that can make your opponent give you room to breathe. If you attack while the enemy is parrying and hit the parry,
Don't do it!
your enemy will get a full ability meter and you will be stun-proof in seconds. In those few seconds, the enemy can choose to end your life or to spare you. And guess which option they choose?
Yep.
They choose to kill you.
Yep.
The only counter to this move, and the only one I haven't gone over yet, is grab.
Try harder.
If you predict it correctly, you can grab your enemy's parry and throw it back at them, which will deal some damage and even kill your enemy if they're low enough on health. Misinterpreting the parry or missing the grab can put you in a bad position though. Try and think of the game as a super speed version of rock, paper, scissors. You can grab, parry, or hit, but the game is more like this. They say that all roads lead to Rome, but in Lethal League Blaze, all roads lead to death. And after all that, there's still more to learn. I haven't even covered the basics of the game still.
Nitro knockout.
I forgot to mention that every single character has their own angles. And they have their own special move. And now you might be wondering, well, how do you get special abilities? Or you might not be thinking that, but I'm going to tell you anyways. Turn your attention towards the ability meter. Hitting the ball like normal, charge hitting the ball, or throwing the ball all grant you 1 bar towards your special ability. Bunting the ball and then hitting it grants you 2 bars instead of 1. And getting your opponent to hit your parry gives you a full meter.
Get this shit off me!
The ways to use the special bar is to 1. Parry, or 2. You can use your special. For example, Candyman can just hit the ball in one side of the wall and make it come out the other. Grid's ability is that he can teleport. And Latch's ability is that he just eats the ball. Lethal League Blaze, it's like every single second I'm trying to read a speech I wrote, but now it's translated to Chinese and I'm trying to say it all from memory or something.
I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of being a bitch. I'm tired of being a sorry, sad-ass motherfucking organization.
Oh yeah? What's about to happen again?
The critical error was you.
Now onto the game's features. You've got an array of party game modes that you can do with your friends. You've got Lethal Volley, which is like volleyball. Strikers, which is kind of like darts, but not really. And you also have the campaign, which tells you a little bit about who the characters are and how they met. If you care about the lore, that is.
Zero 110001111.
The best part about the game, in my opinion, is the art style. It really is impressive that all the stages change with how fast the ball is going. And hitting the ball with an attack makes it feel like you're actually doing something. During the most intense situations is when it pops out even more. Ball go fast, the stage is on fire. Ball go faster, reality begins to warp as colors start to become inverted. And while we're on the topic of art styles, how about we go over our awesome cast of lunatics, huh? You got
Raptor.
the guy who's special because, you know, I can't actually remember. I guess he just plays baseball.
Switch.
A robot who chose to rise against the system.
Candyman.
The guy with a major birth defect. Yeah, we'll call it a birth defect.
Sonata.
would crush you with her thighs.
Latch.
Who's a cyborg crocodile.
Dice.
Whose last name is literally Incel.
Jet.
Who is let's just move on.
Doombox.
Who is an actual boombox. Huh, neat.
Grid.
Who is like Wolverine, but like Electric Man or something.
Nitro.
The rogue police officer who is now hip with the kids.
Just to get in the mind of the criminal. I'm gonna do this one time.
Toxic.
Who is the graffiti queen of Lethal League Blaze. And
Dust and Ashes.
who is some sackhead guy, I don't know. Now that I've used up everyone's time talking about characters that you now probably have bad opinions of, let's get on to all the ways you can style on your opponent. Number 1 is just doing the basic taunt. All you have to do is press F on your keyboard, and instead of paying your respects, you'll taunt on your opponents. Every character has a different taunt that's only used by them. You got Toxic Smoke, Grid's Wolverine stance, Dice's stupid whatever that is, Latch's Easy Prey, Sonata's Thick Thighs, Switch's cool little kickflip, Raptor's Check This, Candyman's Bow, Jet's Twirl, Nitro's Cuff Spin, Dust and Ash's Throne, and Doombox's Knob. Get it? Because he's a boombox and it's his knob? Okay, well, never mind. The second way to break your opponent's mental game is to use the 4 graffitis that every character gets. These graffitis are nice, oops, wow, and bring it. You can imagine how this might be a little bit toxic if you use it in the way it's not intended. And last but not least, corpse juggling. Whenever you kill a player, they'll make a sound that goes like this. And they turn into clan members. Yes, that's with a K. While these corpses are airborne, you can mess around with them as much as you want, using your moves that the game gives you to smack their lifeless bodies around the stage. This is known as corpse juggling. The most disrespectful version of this, in my opinion, is a down throw corpse juggle. Combo that down throw with a bring it taunt, and you, sir, have just made an enemy. The last type of corpse juggling is the type with people who study this shit like their life depends on it. I'm talking 10 to 20 hit combos on the damn corpse. People who are still juggling your dead body by the time you respawn. People who juggle your corpse on the screen until the game literally ends, and your corpse is still on the screen. Holy shit. Stop styling on me. I swear to God, I will leave this match so fast.
God, this community is overreacting.
Most of the time, these corpse juggles are just more badass than anything else. Especially after you try and do on yourself like what they do. You gain a new appreciation for what they just pulled off. This game really, truly takes the approach of easy to learn, hard to master. I've clocked in well over 100 and... I don't even know. Let's see. 173. Wow. This game truly takes the approach of easy to learn, hard to master. I have clocked in well over 170 hours in Lethal League Blaze, which is nothing compared to the pros who have at least 1,000 hours in Lethal League, and then another 1,000 in Lethal League Blaze. You have to have a massive brain to play this game, and pretty damn good reaction times if you even want to compete. Obviously, you can't expect to be a god tier gamer right off the bat, but practice really does make perfect. I know I didn't really go over all the advanced stuff like mix-ups, charged hit reversals, moving your opponents around, sliding through walls, riding the roof with your skateboard, moaning and groaning repeatedly as Doombox, taking off your hat, or even becoming a Buddhist, like Dice. But, at the end of the day, the best part about Lethal League Blaze is learning for yourself.